Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap and I've been using the new 11-inch iPad Pro for around a month now. I bought this one myself for £769. That's a lot of money, and once you add on a smart cover, maybe an Apple Pencil, or go for more storage with LTE, it'll easily set you back over £1,000. So what's new? Is it a big upgrade over the 2-year-old iPad Pro I was using? And should anyone actually buy this? A big thanks to Displate for sponsoring this video. Displate specialize in creating beautiful metal posters using a community of artists from all over the world. I'm not usually that big into art, but these things are seriously nice. So why not get started with Displate using the Tech Chap discount code for 15% off everything? I put a link in the description below and you can find out more at the end of the video. First things first, this is not a laptop replacement. I think the name iPad Pro is a bit misleading because yes, you can attach a keyboard or use the Apple Pencil and do some productivity type things, but until I can run full Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, or until I can plug in a normal hard drive and access a proper file manager system, I'm still going to go back to my laptop when I want to do proper work. At the end of the day, it all depends on your workflow, but maybe it should just be called the iPad Plus. Because when you see videos from channels like Unbox Therapy doing an iPad challenge, using it exclusively for a week instead of a laptop or PC, I think they're just setting themselves up for disappointment. Don't get me wrong though, I would love to see full-fat macOS on the iPad Pro, and iOS 12 is really holding back the power of that A12X chip. But until then, for me, this is just a very, very nice and very, very expensive way of watching Netflix and YouTube, browsing the web, doodling with a pencil, and basically just consuming content. Having said that, there is a lot to like about this new iPad, with the updated design, smoother refresh rate, and more powerful processor. But it's fundamentally the same experience and runs the same apps. However, if you are someone who would get a lot of use out of the Apple Pencil, then it's probably worth upgrading for that alone. There's a brand new pencil that works exclusively with the new iPad and costs £119, which now magnetically attaches to the side and wirelessly charges. It's so much better than the old one, which you'd have to awkwardly charge via the Lightning port. I really like the new smart cover as well. Again, it's pretty pricey at £85, but it's pretty much a must-have in my opinion, unless you're going for the keyboard folio. Now, some people aren't a fan of the new design, but personally I really like it. It kind of makes older iPads just look, well, a bit old. You could argue it's lost a bit of character, from the front at least, now they've got rid of the home button, but that really doesn't bother me. Face ID works really well instead of the fingerprint reader, although sometimes I find myself accidentally covering the camera as you can't really see which is the top of the iPad. But at least you can unlock it from any angle as long as it can see your face. The volume and power buttons can be a little hard to reach if you're using it in portrait mode, but you can always just double tap the screen to wake, which is handy. So they've got rid of the home button and they've also got rid of the headphone jack. And there's no USB-C to 3.5mm adapter in the box, which feels pretty stingy given the price. The good news though is that the speakers are incredible. You get 4 of them and each has its own tweeter and woofer. They're hands down the best I've heard on a tablet. The new iPads ship running the latest iOS 12 software, that's the same as the latest iPhones, although you do get a few exclusive features for the iPad. I'm still not totally convinced by the app bar at the bottom which pops up giving you that impression of a macOS desktop. It is handy for some app shortcuts and for dragging apps into split screen mode, but then you realize that some apps can't be split at all, some apps can be but only in a windowed mode, and actually just a few, mainly Apple's first-party apps, give you full adjustable split screen multitasking. Now, as you would expect from the Apple A12X Bionic processor, the new iPads never break a sweat when it comes to graphically intensive games, switching between apps, and having loads of tabs open in the browser. At this rate, I'm not surprised Apple will be dropping Intel and using their own chips in MacBooks soon. And together with that ProMotion screen, which can adjust the refresh rate from 24Hz for movies to 120Hz for smooth scrolling and using the Apple Pencil, it just feels silky smooth. One issue I have run into though is some apps are still not fully optimized for the iPad. When it launched, apps like Netflix and Amazon had big black borders around the edge, since this new iPad is 11 inches rather than 10.5 from last year. So that change of aspect ratio means apps had to be updated. The bigger 12.9-inch iPad doesn't really have this issue, but Amazon still hasn't updated it, so we still get black borders around all the video. And then in apps like Facebook and Instagram, well, it kind of feels like we're still back in 2010. The display itself is lovely though. It's sharp, colourful and bright. It uses a liquid retina screen, which is a similar but better version of the one you get on the iPhone XR. Although really, liquid retina just means the corners of the LCD are curved. So the screen is really nice, and I do love the fact that you get True Tone, which gives you more natural looking colours. But at the end of the day, it is still an LCD. It's not OLED, so we don't get the infinite contrast and better viewing angles of, say, the AMOLED screen on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S4. And it still doesn't officially support HDR. Watching an HDR video on YouTube doesn't give you an option to play it in high dynamic range, and for an $800 flagship tablet to come with an LCD screen and no HDR, that doesn't seem quite right. Moving on, and I've never been that bothered by cameras on tablets, but if you're one of those people, well, it's basically the best camera on any tablet. It's the same as the iPhone XR, so it's excellent. Battery life is also excellent. I downloaded an entire series of Narcos on Netflix to watch on my flight from London to LA, and after 8 episodes, each nearly an hour long at 50% brightness, I still had 60% of my battery left. That's incredible, and one of the reasons I love this iPad Pro, even if it's a bit overkill for what I use it for. I also love its USB-C now, so I can use the same charger for my phone, well, my Android phone. Now we just need Apple to put USB-C on the iPhone. So after a month of using the new iPad, honestly, I really do think it's the best tablet you can buy. Even if some Android competitors have better file management systems or AMOLED HDR screens, the great battery life, awesome speakers, and most importantly, the quality of the apps on the Apple App Store makes the iPad by far the best tablet in my opinion. It is very expensive though, and I think the vast majority of people will be best served with the basic iPad, which costs about half the price and is still very good. But if you do want the best experience and niceties like USB-C, a thinner bezel, faster refresh rate, and better Apple Pencil, then go for the Pro. And overall, I am still very happy with it. I mean, at the end of the day, no one really needs an iPad, at least not until they put macOS on it, but I do love using it, and if you want the best tablet, as I say, this is it. So that's what I think, but what do you reckon? Are you tempted by the Pro, and do you think it's a decent upgrade? Let me know in the comments below. Tap that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time right here on the Tech Chap. Once again, a big thank you to Displate for sponsoring this video. I was really excited to work with them as I've been a big fan of their unique metal posters for a long time. I've spent hours on Displate.com browsing through their huge collection of posters, inspired from movies, TV shows, games, cities, space, concepts, anything you can think of. They're really high quality and attach easily to your wall using magnets, which keeps them secure but also means you can make adjustments or swap them out if you prefer. They'll definitely spruce up your lounge, your office, or your gaming room, and they would make a great gift. And the best part is you can get 15% off using my exclusive discount code. Just enter the Tech Chap at the checkout. So click the link in the description below to get started with Displate.